Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling when you first walk into a hotel lobby? It can totally set the tone for your entire trip. Well, today, we're going to break down how to make every check-in absolutely seamless, and maybe, just maybe, how to snag one of those sweet, sweet upgrades. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to kick things off with a story that's basically a traveler's dream come true. Then, we'll get you speaking the lingo of the front desk. After that, we'll build out your very own check-in playbook, dive into the art of asking for an upgrade, figure out how to handle it when things go a little sideways, and then wrap it all up with a super handy checklist. Okay, let's dive right in with a little story. Picture this. You've just arrived, you're dragging your suitcase up to the check-in counter, totally exhausted from your trip. All you want is the key to that standard room you booked. But what if the person behind that desk has something else in mind for you? So you hear yourself saying, I think there's been a mistake. My reservation was just for a standard room, right? You've just been handed a key card, but it's for the presidential suite. Your first thought is, oops, they messed up. You're just expecting them to fix it. But what you get instead is a whole lot better. And for one super lucky traveler, this mistake wasn't a mistake at all. It was a complimentary, totally unexpected upgrade to the presidential suite. Now, it feels like winning the lottery, right? But believe it or not, this kind of thing often happens for some very specific reasons. Reasons you can understand and maybe even use to your advantage. So, what exactly was going on in that story? Well, it really all boils down to a couple of key phrases. And trust me, understanding these is your first step to turning a potential headache into a huge win. First off, let's talk about the word mix-up. It's really just a simple, polite way to say, hey, something's not quite right here. Maybe they've got the wrong room type for you, or the dates are off. Whatever the confusion is, mix-up is the perfect word for it. Okay, next up is a really important one, overbooked. You've probably heard this before. It's when a hotel, or an airline for that matter, sells more rooms than they actually have. Now, why do they do this? Well, they're betting that some people won't show up. But when everyone does show up, suddenly they've got a problem they need to solve fast. And that brings us to the absolute best case scenario. See, when a hotel is overbooked and they can't give you that standard room you paid for, they might just offer you a complimentary upgrade. And that's the jackpot. A bigger, better, more expensive room, and it won't cost you an extra dime. All right, so we've got the lingo down. Now let's put it all together and build a simple playbook that you can use every single time you check in. This is going to help make things go smoothly, whether there's an upgrade in your future or not. It all really comes down to 3 super simple steps. First, it's about preparing before you even leave the house. Second, it's how you approach the desk. A smile and a little confidence go a long way. And finally, it's all about communicating clearly. So let's dig into that first one, preparation. Now, this preparation step seems so simple, but honestly, this is where most of the hangups happen. If you can just have these 4 things ready to go, your booking confirmation, your ID, your credit card, and just knowing the check-in times, you'll pretty much eliminate all the common headaches right off the bat. Okay, basics are covered. Now for the really fun part. How do you politely ask for an upgrade and actually boost your chances of getting one without sounding pushy or entitled? Seriously, this one simple, polite question is all you need. I was just wondering if there are any room upgrades available today. See? It's not demanding, it's not pushy. It just opens the door to the possibility and shows you're interested, but it leaves the final call completely up to them. But, there's a little more to it than just asking. There's a bit of a strategy here. First, timing is everything. Asking on a quiet Tuesday is way better than on a crazy busy Friday night. If you're celebrating something special, like a birthday or an anniversary, definitely mention it. Being part of a loyalty program can also bump you to the top of the list. And honestly, the most important part? Always be gracious and kind, even if they say no. But let's be real, not every check-in is going to be a dream. Sometimes things just go wrong. So what do you do then? Let's talk about how to handle those little bumps in the road with grace so you can still get the best possible outcome. Think of this as your go-to script for staying cool, calm, and collected. Instead of getting worked up and focusing on the problem, you immediately and politely ask for a solution. Room's not ready? No problem. Is there a safe place I can leave my bags while I wait? Something's wrong with the room itself? Hi, could you please help me with this, or maybe find another room? It's all about the approach. And really, this is the golden rule right here. You have to remember, the folks at the front desk are dealing with issues all day long. They are so much more willing and able to go the extra mile for guests who are courteous and who work with them to find a solution instead of fighting against them. Okay, let's pull all these pieces together. We're going to wrap this up with a final, simple checklist that you can keep in your back pocket to make sure your whole hotel stay is just fantastic from start to finish. So here is the whole shebang. And this is more than just a list of to-dos, It's really a mindset. It all starts with being prepared and communicating what you need. But where the real magic happens is in being polite, staying calm when things get tricky, and just showing a little gratitude. A simple thank you can make all the difference. That's what turns a totally fine stay into a really great one. So, the big takeaway here is this. Mastering your hotel check-in isn't just about getting a key to a room. It's about setting the entire tone for your trip right from that very first moment. So next time you travel, use this playbook. Handle that first interaction with confidence and grace. And you're not just starting your stay, you're starting it off on the absolute best foot possible.